Hey guys, it's David from Automotive Press. As you know, I love big 3-row body-on-frame SUVs, especially those with V8 engine, which is exactly what I have behind me, which is a Cadillac Escalade with a 6.2-liter V8 engine. And you know how much I love V8 engine cars because I have two of them, including Lexus SC430, which is a 2004 version with a 4.3-liter V8. And then, of course, I also have the 2023 Lexus GX 460, also with a V8. But this one, even when compared to, let's say, Lexus LX 700H, which I drove just a couple weeks ago, really impresses me because the V8 is perhaps the best V8 in the world. Now, I know that there has been a recall with a 6.2-liter V8, so obviously it's not without issue, but those problems are gone now, and I believe it is all reliable. But aside from that fact, I just really love the way this V8 engine feels. This Escalade is built in Arlington plant in Texas. I'm not sure if you knew that. And it's really, really well built. I'm going to actually show you the exterior, the interior, but more specifically, I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why I really do love a V8 equipped SUV. Let's go. Welcome back. So here we have a Cadillac Escalade with a 6.2-liter V8 engine. I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why I love the V8 engine in general, but let me do a quick exterior check on this Escalade. It is built in Texas, as I mentioned. They've been building this vehicle for a long time there, and it has really proven to be a beautiful large SUV, as you know, because so many companies use it for corporate chauffeuring and as limousines and so forth. But what about the exterior quality? Well, I'm measuring the gap here, and the gaps are consistent, but actually pretty wide, at least in the hood here. It's 4mm there and 4.5mm. Let's just double check to see if that's the same on this side. And it's a bit actually narrower, 3.5 and 4. So that means the entire hood has been shifted a little bit, and that's something that they can adjust at the dealership. So I'm going to just assume that somehow the hood alignment is a little bit off, which is why there's more gap on this side. But in terms of the front fender to door and the rest of the gap looks pretty good. So this is 3.5mm. This is about 3.8, but this one is quite a bit wider at 4.1mm. Otherwise, alignment is very good, maybe a little bit off here. So it looks like in general there's a little bit of alignment issue with the hood and so forth, something that maybe they have to work on. But the paint quality looks really good. There is some orange peel throughout, which you expect, because you can see more of the orange peel when the paint is black, which is the case with this model. But the paint thickness, I think, is very good. Let's measure the thickness on the hood, which is 133, 138 here, and by the door, 120, and one more here, 130. So it's a little bit thicker than what you expect in a mainstream brand. So for example, if you compare to Toyota, which has kind of 100 to 110 or 115 microns, but Lexus are usually about 120 to 140 microns, so basically same thickness as the Lexus models, and the paint quality looks really good. I do see a fair amount of orange peel here, so that's something, again, is more evident in the black paint. You won't see as much if this was, let's say, white or silver paint. So exterior quality looks pretty good, other than a shift of alignment that seems to have happened with the hood. Let's take a look inside now. Okay, so I'm inside the Escalade now. Well, this is where things really make a difference because you've got 3 gorgeous panels, expansive amount of wood, not too crazy about lots of piano black or glossy black over here, but all the little details are pretty impressive. And when I try to do a punch test, everything feels pretty solid. This is also Alcantara. I mean, it's beautifully done. And if I were to compare to, let's say, Lexus LX, the flagship of Lexus, this actually looks much more expensive. It's better design. I even don't mind this little tablet here because the temperature controls and everything here, it's easy to reach out. And then the stitching and everything also are perfect. Like, it's really well done. I was really impressed with the overall design. Usually there's a little bit of problem with this seams over here, but all the parts fits in really well. And even the leathers in here looks gorgeous. Aluminum finish, again, glossy black over here. Not too crazy about the haptic touch panel here, but they feel pretty good though. They don't feel too fakey when you press on it. So design looks really good. Obviously very roomy all the way through, front, middle seat, back seat. This is really a big SUV, lots of comfort. It doesn't make you think twice about buying something like a Lexus LX, which is a model I did think about buying, or even compared to Infiniti QX80. They're really gorgeous vehicles and they're both amazing actually, but if you sit on the Escalade and you play with it, drive with it for a while, you realize that General Motors actually really do know how to build a beautiful truck with a beautiful design. So there is some real advantage of buying an Escalade over some of those competitors, because I think they just know what they're doing, and the design is amazing, and engineering wise all looks really good. So I'm driving the Escalade now, and as I mentioned before, there's no replacement for displacement. This is a 6.2 liter V8 powered large SUV, and this brings me to the first point why I love V8 equipped SUV, is the fact that nothing beats it. I don't really care if you are able to design the best twin turbo V6 in the world, or best turbo 4 with a hybrid like what we see in Land Cruiser and 4Runners. There's no question that naturally aspirated, beautiful V8 engine feels the best in large SUV, in a large truck, as demonstrated by this Escalade. As you drive it, I'm in love. Of course, I have two V8 powered cars in my fleet, which includes the 2004 Lexus SC430 with a 4.3 liter V8, and I still have the 2023 Lexus GX, which has the 4.6 liter V8 as well. But those two do not quite compare to this one, because this one 6.2 V8 is huge, it's big, it's beautiful, feels just amazing on the road. And you know what, no matter what people say, nothing quite beats the feeling of a V8. And I'll just let you see this. I'm gonna just step on the gas a little bit here, and when I step on it, see that beautiful organic feel. Yes, you're not really getting the turbo spooled up, and then you don't get this amazing torque at low RPM, but with the V8 it just naturally progresses. It's smooth, and the beautiful sound. You don't need fake exhaust because the V8 itself already sounds amazing, and I really like it. I think the world still needs a V8 engine. I still need a V8 engine in my life, and this Escalade has maybe the best representation of that V8. Granted, the 6.2 liter V8 have had its share of issues with the recalls, but I think those days are gone. Even the almighty Toyota and Lexus had problem with a recall with their engines, so no one can really be perfect anymore these days. So I'm going to be a little bit forgiving now that the problem is solved and they know what to do. So putting that aside for a moment, there's no question this 6.2 liter V8 is one of the best example of a best feeling V8 in the world of big SUVs and body on the frame trucks. Second point is obviously related to the first one, which is this amazing NVH, noise, vibrations, and harshness. Recently, I have been driving many luxury 3-row body on the frame SUVs, including the new Armada, both in terms of their luxury version and also the Pro 4X version, as well as the Infiniti QX80, which is very similar to Armada but more luxurious. And then recently I drove the Lexus LX700H as well. And then some of you guys know that I purchased Lexus GX 550 over trail. So lots of experience driving many upscale luxury 2 or 3-row SUVs. So I'm really getting comfortable evaluating these models now, because I'm driving so many different versions of these. And I can tell you that among all the models I've driven, in terms of NVH, this one is the best one so far. The Escalade is super quiet, extremely smooth. The ride is obviously very comfortable, well controlled, better than Armada, better than Lexus LX, which surprised me because the air suspension in this vehicle seems to be better calibrated. I think the engineering is a little bit different. So the ride combined with the smoothness and quietness is second to none. Probably the most quiet, best NVH body on the frame SUV I've driven ever. It's really honestly very good, and no question that if you are using this as a kind of limousine vehicle and you're in the back, you're going to enjoy it because it's such a beautiful place to spend time. And so both in terms of enjoying the V8, but the fact that this particular model with the 6.2 provides world-class NVH really makes a difference, because like I said, it's probably one of the best in the industry. So what else is the reason why I love V8 powered SUV? Well, for the most part, if it's not turbocharged and it's not hybrid, then it's not complicated. So this one obviously doesn't have turbo, there's no hybrid, there's no plug-in hybrid, there's not even a mild hybrid. It's just naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 engine. There's lots of space because the vehicle is so big. So maintenance is straightforward. If you're one of those people who wants to maintain your own vehicle for years to come, well, you can do it because this engine has been around for a long time and there's lots of space to work on. Again, I do have to mention the fact that this 6.2 liter V8 in previous model years have had some issues and there's some major recalls. That's something that's a bit surprising on an engine that's been around for a long time. But I think part of the reasons that as automakers try to meet more stringent emission standard and increase fuel efficiency, they're also using thinner oil. And thinner oils can cause some of these issues because they're obviously not protecting the components as much as thicker oils, and that's why we are seeing more and more of engine issues recently, even with Toyota and Lexus models, as you know. But putting aside for that moment, beautiful V8 engine, naturally aspirated, easy to maintain. The fourth point is related to the third point, which is the fact that because the engine is naturally aspirated, there's no turbo, there's no hybrid, there's no huge battery underneath. It's a simple mechanism. Yes, there is air suspension with this vehicle, but for the most part, all the components in this vehicle are proven. They've been around for a long time, and Escalade has been around for a long time as well. So I think in terms of the overall reliability, in terms of keeping this car for a long time, this could really last a lifetime. How do I know that? Well, there are still a lot of Escalades and Suburbans and Tahoes running around because they're often used as fleet vehicles or commercial vehicles or as a chauffeur vehicles, and they have lasted many, many miles, hundreds and thousands of miles. And so I know that in terms of overall reliability, not taking into account the recent recall, this vehicle can last a lifetime if you take care of them because they're simple to maintain. So it's one advantage of having a V8 power on a proven chassis, on a model that's built on a proven engineering. So you'll last a lifetime if you take care of it. The last point is basically just the overall feel and how happy you might be with a vehicle like this. As you guys know, I've driven many SUVs, many body-on-the-frame SUVs, especially the last couple of months because there's so many new models, including the new Armada Pro 4X, and their sister model, Infiniti QX80. I drove the Lexus LX recently, which is a new 700H with a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 with a hybrid. And also I recently purchased the 2025 Lexus GX550, also with a twin-turbo V6. So I've been driving a lot of body-on-frame SUVs. And you know what? This one is by far the most comfortable and the best performing in terms of engine feel, powertrain feel, including transmission shifting, and the best NVH. And so can I actually imagine myself driving this particular model for many years to come? Of course, because it's the best feeling body-on-frame SUV. It is expensive, it is a Cadillac, and therefore it will depreciate quite a bit also compared to, let's say, Lexus models. But in terms of just the feeling of enjoyment, the V8 plus the proven chassis plus the proven body-on-the-frame structure makes it very easy car to enjoy and to drive. And that's my last point, is that I think in terms of driving enjoyment, comfort, especially for the passengers, there's nothing that beats the Escalade in terms of the feel, not just because of V8 power, but because of the proven chassis. So I think most people enjoy driving this, and that means they'll keep it for a long time, and therefore this vehicle could prove to be a great daily driver for many years to come. And I don't think I would probably sell this vehicle if I happen to own it, because I know I'll be happy driving it in terms of overall feel. So I hope you enjoyed my videos about why I love V8 powered SUV, especially body on the frame, large SUVs, because there aren't that many of them left anymore as more and more companies shift to V6 and even turbocharged four-cylinder engines like you see in the Land Cruiser. And I'm really glad that some automakers are still keeping the V8. I really hope that this 6.2-liter V8 will prove to be reliable for years to come, and there's no more of the problems with recalls. I'm sure they got it all sorted out by now. Anyhow, if you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and make some comments. And if you haven't done so yet, would you kindly subscribe as well? Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much.